sunrise.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Summit 4. One match for Europe today. It's a best of 3, as we are going to see Team CIS Rejects taking on the Ninjas in Pajamas. So, Winter, before we get into the match, it is worth mentioning Secret had to forfeit their best of 3 due to scheduling issues. They just didn't have enough time to play all their games after Nanyun. It would have been too difficult to play all the other matches. So they got eliminated by default. That means CIS Rejects advanced, so now they're playing the Ninjas in Pajamas. Looking at this series, CIS Rejects, bunch of stand-ins, and just roster changes in general. Not a very stable roster, to put it mildly. So I think it's fair to say they're pretty heavy underdogs here.
Yeah, I think with Navi changing up all their roster and some of their players making new teams, all the CIS teams are actually maybe except Empire and VP, all the other teams are probably making changes here and there after the majors.
I remember after Vega won ESL 1 that there was a Reddit thread which was basically, Navi, don't you dare steal any of these Vega players. We like this team. We want to see them continue to play together. So that was pretty entertaining. But all right, we've got a draft underway, guys. We're going to hop into it now. Game 1, CIS Rejects taking on NIP. CIS Rejects on the Dire side, NIP the Radiant. First overall pick, Night Stalker. So a little bit more what we were seeing around MLG.
So basically, Iceberg is the only person left from the original team. The rest are all.
And Godblack was there before as well, right? Oh, from the very original team, you mean?
Oh, he was from the very original.
Well,
then he moved to new team. 1, 2, 3.
No. Godblack, I'm saying he's played with them before. This is not his first time playing with CIS Rejects, right? I'm pretty sure he played with them before.
I'm not sure.
Actually, now I can't even remember. Honestly, it's whatever. This is their current roster. We're going to roll with it. But yeah, I definitely remember Iceberg as well.
Good luck pronouncing their names.
Some of them easier than others. So, Tusk Dazzle, grabbed by Ninjas in Pajamas. Of course, we've seen Handskin play a hell of a Tusk. It's something that I believe Jonas and Fan can play, though oftentimes they like to run it as a support, and they grab it here first phase. Definitely one of NIP's stronger heroes, and of course a hero that can just do a lot of work in general. Dazzle the follow-up, so good physical damage and mitigation for NIP. CIS Rejects going to grab the Bane, nice roaming support to set things up for the Night Stalker, and fairly tanky in its own right. So now we enter phase 2 with no carries, no overall strategies having yet been revealed.
Yeah, this is the opening that I was mentioning before when I was watching on most of the CIS teams. They like to actually open with Bane or NS, or sometimes even Liquid like to do that. It's a support that only a few teams that would pick in the first phase. Some of the teams will actually prioritize something like a Wyvern more over the Bane in this stage when you go with the Night Stalker.
Pick number 3, Wind Ranger, the grab. Feeling like maybe there's a Slardar coming our way.
Yeah, why not?
Winter?
It's really good versus Ember Spirit because he has very low armor, and you basically blow him up in just 1 second if you have the M damage plus focus fire. They do have the Dazzle to, try and bail him out if he gets caught in a shitty situation.
So NIP 4th pick. They've got their Ember. They've got a little bit of tempo control here from the Tusk.
10 seconds remaining.
What are they looking for? They'll need that second support.
Does Era play the Ember
Possibly.
exclusively? And Lim play something else?
Reserve time.
I'm not actually sure.
I haven't seen them pick Ember a lot. Maybe just one game. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen them play Ember recently. They mostly pick like a lot of Shadow Fiend and Queen of Pain for mid lane. Shadow Fiend, Queen of Pain. So this game, if they want to run Ember on Era, they can put him safe lane and put another like carry, like a Lina hero, like a spellcaster for Limp. I think Lina is still a hero that is. She's probably a little underrated though. I think she's still extremely viable at the current meta. Still the same hero in the laning phase. That's it. Ganking phase, obviously you have the lacking of 100 damage of the whole combo compared to the last patch, but in the laning phase I feel she's pretty much the same hero with the slave.
Yeah, it definitely feels like she still packs a punch. We saw you and I think cast a recent game where Lina, it was at MLG. It was Cheeky who just wrecked on Lina. He was like 17, 1, and 8 or something. So clearly the hero has not fallen off that hard if someone can put up a scoreline like that.
And he was against Magnus in the lane. It was against
Yeah.
Dire
EG.
team pick.
Yeah, it was against Sumail, actually. Sumail was not happy after that game. Made an interesting tweet. Got the people talking. But then EG, of course, came back anyway. So, Clockwork now, the grab for NIP. They
Yeah.
get their initiator, so it is going to be that Handskin Tusk
Yeah.
and a
think-
Jonas Fan clock.
I think someone actually talked about this before. I was listening to one of the, I think it was March as well. He was talking about a team when you actually pick Wind Ranger. You try if you have a
10
plan to pick Wind
seconds
Ranger.
remaining.
It's always better to ban out the clock because clock is always a good counter
5
against the
seconds
Wind Ranger because you
remaining.
can catch him out and allow your team to focus.
And she relies a lot on just being elusive.
Yeah,
the
and
wind run.
she doesn't want to buy 4 stuff on a carry Wind Ranger, like a solo mid Wind Ranger. You always want to go for your damage items, your Axe, your Blink, your Shadow Blade, your Crit, or even your MKB if needed in the early stages. So you don't really want to spend gold to build into a 4 stuff.
And now they have a lot of control for her. The snowball, shards, cogs, hook, and the ember with his chain. So between those 3, she may either she needs to get a force or maybe one of the supports will have to.
If you want to get it early, I don't think you can rely on the supports to get it. I've seen some players when they play against Clockwork as Wind Ranger, they just go for the 4 stuff on themselves. It's not optimal, but it still provides you with some damage with the intelligence. So it's the only way you can get it fast enough to make sure that if you get caught by the hook shot, you are always able to survive.
CIS Rejects 4th pick now. Slardar was the hero I had in mind for them.
Start the Wind Ranger.
10
One of the
seconds remaining.
heroes that are the hero combinations that the CIS teams are really favorable.
5 seconds
Disruptor.
remaining.
But they are not going to go for now. They get the Disruptor, so
Radiant team
probably top 3 supports for locking down an Ember. Or, for locking down an Ember Spirit, I should say.
Even the Tusk Snowball, we saw in like some of the games where the Static Storm could be really, really good versus the Snowball in. Especially if the Tusk actually brings in a teammate and he didn't expect or didn't see the Disruptor. Oh, anti-mage.
Dire team ban.
Well, NIP maybe trying to secure the late game with this. And they're offlane going to be a clock, possibly a clock +1. So not really the best hero versus an anti-mage.
I think it's less likely Clock +1 though.
10
When you
seconds
draft a
remaining.
Clockwork is mostly solo alone because you can block
5
the creeps with your
seconds
cogs.
remaining.
And he's a hero that requires a lot of levels, so generally we don't see Clockwork that much in the dual lane. I think the Tusk would probably be more on a
Radiant
roaming role.
team pick.
I think you give the Clockwork a few levels, so before you try and go to his lane to get a kill. Like Tusk only needs like 2 levels, like level 1 and level 2. You have 1 point in shots and 1 point in snowball, and you can go around to set up kills.
So with the anti-mage ban, we see a little bit why. They did not have the best catch for an anti-mage, and they wanted to go for a greedier mid. So they grabbed the TA now, which would have left them with only really a blink uppercut as a reliable, longer duration lockdown for AM, and it's not even that long. But CIS Rejects, they spice it up now. They're going to grab a Huskar Winter, so we have ourselves a good old-fashioned brawl coming. This should be fun.
There's a lot of physical damage though. I don't feel like, when someone in this game when the Huskar pops up, I didn't get the feeling, this game the Huskar's gonna crush. There's a lot of physical damage between the TA and I mean the Tusk is also a very good way of finishing the Huskar when he's low with the Warrior's Punch. And you have
The weave,
you
the
have
meld,
the weave, yeah. Like
refraction.
Dazzles has so much minus armor and physical damage. Ember doesn't have a lot of physical until you get items, but the rest of the heroes can make up with the meld.
Yeah, and if it goes late, then the Ember can really cause problems. So, guys, welcome in. Game 1 of a best-of-3, our only Europe match of the day. We just got done some spicy China action with Gods bringing you the late-night coverage, and now we move over to Europe. Just for one game today, and then I believe we'll mostly have a break through Nanyang, as many of the teams that are playing in our qualifiers are either at that event or have other obligations during that time. So we'll have a bit of a breather from Summit action by and large, but enjoy the last remnants of it while you can. NIP Radiant, we get started now. They're going to move forward into their jungle. CIS, we're not entirely sure who a couple of these players are, but QAZ will be playing your Night Stalker. It's going to be Goblek on the Bane. Iceberg, someone who we do recognize, who actually played very well. He was a Tiny in one of their Tiny IO matches earlier.
He was the person that actually carried in one of the games. With his Wind Ranger against Alliance.
Might have been. They lost the series, but they took one game.
Yeah. the game they won, he put up a really good Wind Ranger show.
Yeah, Caught playing the Disruptor, and then 666 on the Huskar, so the Devil Zone number for CIS. You've got Jonas Fan, of course, Fren IP, the trusty old offlaner. Uh-oh, we're going to have a skirmish. Forget about that. They run in right away. CIS Rejects, they want to fight off the bat. And there go the chains from Era. Level 1, easy first blood. Wind Ranger did not even manage to cast her Wind Run before falling, and now they're going to lose an additional hero. Down goes the Night Stalker, 2 for 1. And on top of that, they grab both bounty runes. So basically, CIS Rejects are mega screwed right now.
Well, not mega screwed, but they are starting at a
I may have exaggerated.
yeah,
slightly.
they are starting at a very big deficit from the runes.
750 gold, only 300 experience.
Did TA get the bounty rune?
Yeah, she also got the bounty.
She got bounty rune plus a kill. Okay, mid lane is tough for the Wind Ranger.
Not sure why Iceberg didn't win run there.
I think he was leaving it for the last second. He got chained, so he wanted to wait for the chain's duration was over before she started to win run.
He took so many right clicks though.
Yeah, probably should have win run earlier.
Shit happens in Dota, as we often
Yep.
say here. And those level 1 chains, you know, they don't seem like a whole lot, but they help set up the team a bit for the fight, which was nice. So, in the off lane for an IP, this will be the one lane where Jonas Fan is exceedingly sad and will go down. Somewhat expected that your clock's going to struggle here, but an early death, that will be very nice for CIS Rejects. They get 2-2, evening things up. And in the mid lane, the Wind Ranger of Iceberg, despite the first blood and the bounty rune, he's still 6-1. Already doing very well against the TA.
Yeah, he's doing a good job at taking away the reflection charges and forcing the TA out of the lane. So the first 2 waves, she got more CS than the TA. TA, however, has her bottle though, so if she is gonna be able to maybe refill it with the 2-minute rune, it should be fine for her. And start stacking ancients probably.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where you imagine if they don't get the bounty rune and first blood advantage against the TA, or against the Wind Ranger, the things go a bit differently.
Yeah,
here.
but you have to calculate as well the fact that the TA used mana in the first engage and Wind Ranger went back to base because she died. So she came out full HP and full mana.
Shards grab on Godblack here, bottom. Regen runes available. Not sure he's going to be allowed to heal up very much with this. Now he goes into the Roshan pit. And Roshan, oh, one more auto tech. Not quite enough. Actually, that regen rune may have ended up preventing him from getting denied by Roche. Just gave him that little bit of extra HP. And now they roll on bottom, right back to the Night Stalker. Hanskin says, where I go, you go. And they start diving. QAZ in a lot of trouble, but not enough to get the kill.
It's really tanky. And they couldn't...
Only a level 1 chain.
And they couldn't have mana for another spell. They didn't have mana for the shards from the tusk as well. So with the shards, probably they get the kill. But without, they didn't have enough damage and control for getting the Night Stalker. So far, laning wise, Huskar is top of the CS shard. Ember seems like he got disrupted a lot at the bottom lane by the Night Stalker and the Bane.
Yeah. He's definitely struggling a bit more in his own safe lane. And then, of course, mid. Things evening up now as Limp just starts taking advantage of the more highly leveled refraction. As far as the last rune went, the Bane got the regen, obviously, and then the Clockwork got the bounty rune. So Limp has been forced into a little Bottle Crow action. But he's got his boots now. So mid seems like a wash overall. Aside from the TA getting that first bounty rune, I guess. And top lane, I guess the side lanes, you could say a slight win top. And a pretty big win bottom for an IP with all these kills.
Yeah, but they still can't really move their supports around to stack ancients or stack camps, you know, for the TA. The TA has to do it alone. The pressure from the offlane is just even though they are winning the lane, but at least CIS Rejects are making the supports from NIP sit in the lane.
Most TAs normally prioritize stacking their own ancients a bit more.
Yep, I agree. Like from the last few series in like yesterday, the day before, all the TA games were all about the ancient stacking.
It was Yoku. Yoku would stack his own ancients starting from like minute 2.
They don't really even care about winning their lane. It's all about making sure that you get the stack every minute. So you actually just go so much ahead when you carry.
Snowball onto QAZ. Nice trap there with the shards. The defensive sleeve trying to keep him alive, but he burns. He's low, and he's dead. Good effort.
Even the rocket coming
in. The rocket would have secured it anyway. Good timing by Jonas Fan with the level 2.
The teamwork, you know.
Yeah. An IP looking like a well-oiled machine here early on, leading 4-2. And with that, despite the Huskar's dominance top, they start to surge into the lead in both gold and experience.
Oh, look at bottom lane.
The shards attempt. This is really the power of the Tusk, and Handskin definitely one of the more proficient Tusks in Europe. He always seems to get a lot done.
I think
early.
the two best support Tusks are probably him and Fly from Monkey Business.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Those are the two teams that actually utilize Tusk a lot on a support position, and not so much on maybe a core position. I think the hero.
Yeah,
just,
Jonas Fan doesn't really play
Yeah,
very
the-
much.
the
I think
hero-
I've seen it once or twice.
The
but
hero
it's-
is basically the same if you put it off lane or a support. It's like you don't need items, you need levels. That's all you need.
They do see Iceberg
Snowball-
here mid lane. No
snowball
hook shot
into
ready,
power
but a
pots.
snowball into Cogs, and he's going to be a sad little ginger. They get him close, trapped within, and he will go down. Battery assault, getting the last tick there.
I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Does Ginger have another extra
Radiant's
meaning
bottom
to
tower
it?
is under attack.
No, it's just a bottom lane. A little bit of a dive. Two hero chain. Seal Kid gets the grave off very well timed. Waits into the last second.
okay.
Now Arrow's going to try to chase Godlock, but in doing so, he leaves Seal Kid to the vampires. Merciless claws. Juking, not juking enough. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Arrow will clean him up. And QAZ going to TP back to the tier 1. So a little ring around the rosy here, but he will get out. Now 6-minute rune to spawn. That's an illusion.
It's 1-for-1, it's fine. I don't think he could have done
But yeah,
anything.
Ginger just means redhead.
Oh, redhead. Alright.
Yeah.
Good to know.
One of my best friends from college is a self-professed ginger.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So Huskar is gonna get his armlet soon. Then he's gonna be looking to actually join a lot of fights with the TP scroll.
Hello, Era, but already
He's level 6 though.
they are
No
level
remnants.
6. Mana's a bit of an issue here, although he's the bottle. Graves gonna come out. Good baiting by Era, having trust in the team, and now they will punish CIS Rejects and Seal Kid. Very patient there on the grave. Another 2 kills lined up, and well. Meanwhile, Huskar, yep. Oh, you want to come top? You're dead too, Handskin. Oh, I don't think he respected the power of the mighty troll monster. One more auto attack. Nope, snowball forward. Just needs to not get auto attack once more over the tower. Good on Latago. Easy double.
The game has begun for the Huskar.
You can say that again.
He's gonna start to. He just wants another few levels. Then he probably wants to
Dire's
complete his
bottom
Helm of
tower is under
Dominator.
attack.
Then he's gonna start to be very, very active. Or maybe even get the Roshan first. Like some players even go into the jungle. Get an Alpha Wolf if you can, or you get. I think Alpha Wolf and the Ice Armor creep. The Ogre, the Ice Mage. Those are the 2 creeps that you want to get if you're going for Roshan.
Night Stalker sprints bottom. He's level 5. Does not have a point in the silence yet, though. So killing the Ember, a tricky matter. Doesn't even manage to get rid of the max Flame Guard with that first Void. Still tanking through it.
The issue is they can't get rid of the Flame Guard with these 2 heroes because Brain Sap is pure.
Yeah.
They
Pretty
need-
much pointless to go on Arrow while that's up. They've got really no lockdown at this stage.
They need to wait
Radiant's
for
middle
the
tower is
Huskar
under
to
attack.
basically help them win the lane. Because the lane is considered lost after so many kills being given up by the CIS Rejects bottom lane.
Yeah, in total, they've already given up 6 of the team's 8. Not an easy matchup for them, but they are definitely struggling.
Yeah, they are leading in terms of net worth still because the Huskar is just massive at this point. Like even though Era got kills, but he's not getting free farm at bottom lane. He's missing CS because of all the constant aggression going on in the lane.
Yeah, only 37 CS. His TA, Limp, has finally started stacking Ancients, but only a
ancient
double
stacks
stack at 9 minutes.
9 minutes? That is not a whole lot.
At this point, Yoko had cleared at least 1 stack.
Yep, I agree. That's usually his timing because he gets 2 points in side blades, then he starts doing it.
And the thing is, Yoko also CS'd really well in the lane. I forget what the matchups were, but it's not like his own personal CS suffered that much for it.
Can't remember what was the matchup though. Maybe it was an easier matchup than because
Shadow Fiend was one of the games.
Yeah, Wind Ranger is a hero that has a long range, so he can actually keep taking away your refraction charges at the lower level.
Nice shards bottom. Handskin
he missed the
looking
chains.
for the dive, but doesn't want to go in with Arrow missing the chains. And now Handskin snowballing back, but they dunked forward with the Huskar. No, sorry, you're not getting out. Shackled.
Oh, he cancelled his
Interrupts
TP.
the TP.
Oh,
No, he got shackled.
he got shackled.
Yeah, they canceled the TP.
You had it coming.
No getting home for the Tusk.
Time for Roshan soon.
But that forces 5 heroes bottom, so some fun at least getting a little me time top lane.
I think they want to 5-man as well. Like CIS Rejects are, I think, hitting a very strong timing now with the Huskar. I would basically say the Huskar is online right now with the Helm of Dom and the Armlet. They should just use this Armlet to force as much towers as they can, place deep wards, control the map, and then ultimately go Roshan.
And if you're an IP, how do you respond to that?
Speed push. I don't think they can.
Can they get away with
maybe
that,
they
though?
can. Maybe they can contest the Roche fight though, because Disruptor is not level 6 yet. I think if Disruptor is level 6, then NIP can't really go to the Roche to contest. So maybe CIS Rejects would wait for Disruptor to get his level 6. I think it's more important for him to get level 6 than Goba. Goba doesn't really need the level 6 for them to secure the Roche. They are going anyway, so we'll see whether NIP choose to contest. They're going to scout out with
They
Rocket
scouted at the beginning, and then just for good measure, 666 gets bashed. But NIP not showing any urgent signs of wanting to back. Seal Kid's just going to start laying into the tower top. They'll even bring an arrow for this as well to cut the wave.
He didn't get a creep though, so it's not going to be easy. Like when you bring a creep to actually tank it for you, it's much easier.
And especially if it's an alpha wolf or ice armor creep for the utility it brings to the
Even
rest
if you
of it.
don't get any of those, a Centaur or Ursa would be fine.
Yeah.
Just for tanking purposes.
That is certainly true. But with all the bashes, he's having a tough time.
Yunus. He got caught out here though. Should be going down.
Being script committed for it, and now the Night Stalker Void follows it up. Power shot secures the kill.
With the clock going down, I think there's no way they can.
666 is making me a little nervous here. I'm not gonna lie. Just barely getting the armlet toggles off in time. Roach dropping very low though.
The name of the hero Huskar has a team which is living life on the edge, so you deal as much damage and attack speed. So that's when you want to do the rush the fastest. You want to be ideally 1 HP all the time. Okay, maybe not 1. 10.
He's up against the clock, maybe not 1.
Oh yeah, because you can actually get killed by rocket flare now.
Yes. Especially
It used to not do any damage to it. Like not like I think it used to be like less than 10 damage. Now it's like what 24 damage. There's like some amount of damage that can kill you if you're.
I think Jonas and Fon's thought process is like, there's no way he's gonna be that low. They're dire. They've got these probably a creep in there. I'm not gonna bother. But as it turns out, Huskar was very low. So they do get their Aegis early on.
Yeah, I remember you get what more than 90% reduction in the old Berserker's Blood. The new one is like what 84, 86.
6 times, what's the max number of stacks? 14. So that's 84.
Yeah, the old one was like more than 90. So right now, you should just be looking to, if you're CIS Rejects, you should just be looking for fights and fights non-stop with your Huskar. Because he doesn't farm.
And it's also night. It just started nighttime, so
he
it's
doesn't.
like definitely the time for them.
He
to
doesn't
fight.
farm like a TA or Ember. Not as quick as them. He doesn't have any spells to push the wave, so he's just looking to fight, take towers, and just keep using his ability to fight to maximize his potential.
Rocket will come in mid, looking to slow things down. Just plinks away at Godblack and Iceberg, working on his Aghanim Scepter. They're not the fastest farm for a Wind Ranger ever either, but they are looking to apply pressure now. The charge will grab 2.
It's understandable though, because he didn't get a really good start with the bounty run. Top lane, here comes the Huskar.
Silence and
TP?
avoid on the
TP?
Yonasan Fun. Could TP
Oh, he
right
could have
away.
TP'd away.
Doesn't know that there's nobody else here. Instead, he's going to hook, and he stunts the Night Stalker doing so. Now he TPs,
Oh,
and
this is-
avoid! Oh, almost
This
caught
is
him anyway.
so safe. That was so safe by him. He didn't want to TP right away. He wanted to hook first.
Alright. No dire vision. Good effort by QAZ, but can't find the kill. So they got their aggressive wards up, Winter. They took the tier 1.
Wow,
They're now
that's-
rotating to push top.
Is the sentry just right outside of the ward? Damn. That's unfortunate for them. This is gonna give them a lot of
You can't see the green lines.
important information, and probably CIS we just think that there's no vision there. But there is.
Yeah, they may be a little suspicious at the way NIP retreated, but they failed to D-ward, so they're not going to know for sure.
That's why you can never be certain unless you kill the ward. Unless you find it. Like when you place the sentry, oh there's no ward, but you never know. It might be your sentry just missing the ward. So let's see where they go for right now. There's still a tier 1 at top. I guess you take this tier 1. And then you try to get your lanes all pushed out. and you try to go for tier 2.
How much more do you think they need to be getting accomplished here with
As
this
much as
Aegis?
possible. As much as possible.
Like, what would you be happy with if you're CIS Rejects with this first Aegis?
I mean, right now I think they are fine with it. They just took 3 tier 1s with the Aegis.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's fine as long as you got 3 tier 1s, but you still want to get more because your late game is not comparable to the Ember and the TA. So I feel like CIS Rejects has to be getting. You want to get as much as you can, even though 3 towers is already really good for an Aegis.
Poor Fan. He's got the hook.
Not this time.
Hoping for the angle out, but they're not gonna allow it to happen this time. It was a good effort, but they just happened to see him run into their little.
Yeah, but
nook and
the more I think about it, actually their late game is even not that weak because they have the vision control from NS. They don't have like strong.
They have very good lockdown as well.
They don't have as strong damage like right clickers like NIP does, like with the Ember and TA, but they have other utility tools like lockdown, like disruptor, shackle shot, and vision
Fiend script.
control. Vision control, yeah. That all. Even you get the axe, so they have 2 spells that go through BKB, like Bane and the axe from disruptor. So late game wise, they still have a lot of plan B options where they can go for.
Still seems like it's easier for NIP to execute, but
Yeah,
it's
it's-
possible for CIS Rejects to fight.
That is actually a very good way of explaining it. NIP has easier execution-wise late game, but it's not all that is lost for CIS Reject if the game goes late, because they still have tools.
Oh, in the trees, Era having a little duke with QAZ and is gonna win the man fight, but Goblet gets off the brain sap. So
Woof.
Era gets the kill. He ends a mega kill streak, though. Goblet now a very rich Bane. 1,900 gold in his pocket.
Do you go for a Glimmer? I think you go Glimmer here.
When in doubt, you always go Glimmer. Ouch!
Ouch!
That's gonna leave a mark.
Poor Ginger.
Not having that explosive Wind Ranger game. 2, 3, and 1.
Yeah, that's why I talk about the importance of securing the first bounty rune. It changes a lot of the game because you actually don't get, when you don't get that smooth start as a hero, it's very hard for you to snowball out of control. The TA is so far getting back on track. I remember when we saw Yoku's game, he was at around 10,000 net worth at 16-17 minutes. So I'd say right now Lim is in a good position already.
How much
Dagger
does Lim
plus
play
Dazzle.
TA? I don't recall seeing his TA. He's normally on the...
I mean, he does play TA, but not so much. It's
Yeah.
more.
he
He's
plays...
the spellcaster.
yeah.
player.
And like even when they run the Shadow Fiend, it's often Era the one playing it.
He does play it as well, like Lim
Yeah.
sometimes.
But I think he's played... I still think Lim's played more SF than he has played TA.
Maybe he plays more Puck as well. Even though we don't see Puck that much, but
Do you
He's-
miss not seeing more Puck?
his Puck is actually like his playstyle is very suitable for the Puck. Puck is a very active hero, so I think the hero just lacks a bit, maybe more of a. They lowered his cooldown on the call this time, but he's still weak in the laning phase.
Yeah, I
He's not-
feel like he's just a little too squishy. He doesn't do quite enough damage to like last hit reliably.
I think his ultimate is great. It's just he loses out on the Nightmare into Static Storm and a Fiend's Greed on top of that.
That's some hate for Limp, and boy, do they need it. But the Grave comes out. Now he pops the Refraction fresh, and they're going to glimpse him back. Limp will be going down, but still almost kills off 666 just with like 2 shots from the Deso.
And just look at this Huskar. He is starting to become so scary right now. He's gonna finish the Halberd very, very soon. And
And then TA is going to have her work cut
that
out
is
for her.
that is going to be tough for the TA and Ember after that. Ember is not obviously not going to get an MKB soon. TA,
Still a long ways off.
you know, you kind of have to worry about getting a BKB as well. Like you can't like, oh, there's a Halberd, I need to get MKB now. Because he's dying to lockdown, he's dying to all the spell damage. So BKB is also a necessity for Lim in this game. It's a difficult toss-up though. I think you kind of, because of their position they're in, you kind of have to maybe prioritize on getting a defensive item so you keep yourself alive. Then you try not to die in the future engagements, and hopefully because you're not dying, you're able to actually proceed to your next item, which is the MKB.
Let's see if he can do it. Still a long way to go. Only at 750 gold. The Ember, though, for Era has finally managed to cobble together his Battle Fury. Not a bad timing, considering the pressure he had in
it's
the
pretty
late
good.
stage.
I think it's pretty good, judging by how the early game started for them.
Yeah, and he's 5-1-2. Had a Good time in the lane as far as kills go. Obviously not for creeps. But he's caught up in the farm department a bit now. So Halberd online. Next Roshan coming in the next 2 minutes. And then I guess the question will be, does NIP contest?
I actually don't think NIP can contest that Roshan because they don't have enough enough damage from the Ember, and TA doesn't have BAB. These two things alone, I think it's enough to discourage them from challenging the Rosh, unless they try to just snipe the Aegis with a rock, with a clockwork. You try to steal the Aegis. That's like, if you lose one hero. That's about it. You don't lose the whole team. You don't fully commit for trying to contest the Roshan.
Caught on a warding mission now. Looks like he won't cross paths with Era yet. Speaking of Era, does have a good lane ward. This has been helping him to farm more aggressively. Same with the bottom lane ward. So the NIP need is they're down already 4 towers. Lacking for the vision and safety that those provide.
Oh. So Iceberg still doesn't have his Aghanims because he went for a blink first to try and catch out the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, definitely not much of a defensive item this game.
This game is just more on getting into position for the Ember because they foresee the Ember becoming a problem. Right now the TA is not a problem at all, even though the TA is more farm than the Ember. They can easily deal with the TA because she doesn't have BKB. So Roshan is going to come up soon. The supports are probably going to scout it. And we'll see whether NIP tries to contest this. I think if they try and contest, there's a very, very good chance they will just lose the fight very badly. It's going to be night for another 2.5 minutes plus darkness available for the NS. So
if they want to win this fight, they like pretty much have to burst the Huskar, but the problem is he's got the Halberd.
Well, he's popping his darkness now, so they won't be having that extra time during daytime, but it's gonna limit the ward vision right now and the hero vision. So they're gonna control this area. They're gonna look for heroes, and they maybe even try to look for an initiation here. Wow, they're running in.
There was a smoke from NIP. Huskar just starting to cut the wave bottom. Doesn't really care if they see him. He's not afraid. In fact, NIP did have a ward, which got dewarded.
I don't think he's afraid of anything at this point. He's really, really powerful with the Halberd.
Yeah, no evasion in sight. Still only 2,300 gold on Limp.
I hear a hook shot.
They do find somebody though. QAZ will be the free grab here.
Why was he alone down here? His team was doing wrong.
Well, they'll take it. Now maybe. Maybe they try.
What is going on actually? That was weird.
That's a pretty big death.
Yeah, that is big because now they can't rush. They have to rely on the NS to silence maybe the Dazzle or the Touch. And now maybe TA can just go for the Roche. This is big. That was a big mistake from NS. Like, he didn't have to be outside in the lane when 4 of his teammates are just doing Roche.
Yeah, and they had not even tried to deward the area where he was, so had no idea if there was vision.
Now Knight is going to end in 1 minute. Minute 24.
And no darkness for 80.
Yeah, and he doesn't... Yeah, that's why I felt like when they popped the darkness, they had to get the Roshan done or get a kill.
And IP now thinking about a contest. They throw a rocket out. Huskar does get bashed, deals with the trap, backs out. But if they wait too much longer, NIP, smoke number 2. They're raring to fight. They're going to swing around, and so too are the rejects, also swinging around, backing away from the pit.
They are in a better position because Green Ranger is alone here. If they can catch out Iceberg, it will put them in a really good position to get the rush. And nighttime is 30 seconds.
Yeah, Giannis Umfan, though, is trying to also keep eyes on the pit. So now they're going to deploy a Remnant there. Now they have reliable vision.
He's going to have actually another darkness up when night is over at minute 24. So
they see the rush, but they don't know where the rest of the team is. They can probably guess. Rocket comes out. Doesn't quite see those heroes up the hill. If they're going, it's got to be fairly soon. They're going to begin by prepping with a weave. Huskar dropping low and TA winding around. Now the Dyer's turn to smoke. They will swing towards Limp. Trapped in front. Handskin also right there. And Godblack tries to Glimmer to initiate. Shackle Shot will connect on Handskin. Off the back, gets chunked out by a Focus Fire. The turn out of QAZ. Looks like the TA will get the Night Stalker as the trade. Now Seal Kid on the run. And coming in hot and heavy is the Huskar right in the front lines. Has the Halberd, hasn't used it yet. Has the heal, gets it off the sleep. Will allow him to stay alive for now. Maybe an Armlet Toggle can get the job done. He tanks.
Oh my god.
But they've killed the raid boss at long last. 2 for 3. but the Ember still lives. Could be the cleanup crew here. Goblak getting caught out practically by Jonas and Pond. Didn't get the
Shackle!
cogs up, and the two-hero Shackle power shot. Focus Fire is available, and they'll kill off Jonas and Pond. Chains coming through. Barra committing for this. He's going to go down. It's a 5-man wipe. The Rejects sweep NIP out of the Roche area.
Oh my god,
But that's
Iceberg,
without the Aegis.
Iceberg finished the fight in style there with the double shackle. So right now 20 seconds before Huskar spawns, and they should be able to secure this Roshan, as Night Stalker has ultimate if needed.
Well, we saw it. It took them forever to kill that Huskar.
Yeah, because
And he was on his own. He
his-
ran into 4 heroes by himself from behind with no backup
his
at all.
evasion is just doing some serious work here right now at this stage of the game. He's really very powerful.
Tia is not rushing the MKB. She's
And-
getting the BKB first.
And you know, and he doesn't even like have a Helm of Dom creep to actually follow him with the ice armor or anything. I remember seeing like one of those in their jungle earlier, but he didn't really choose to go for it. I think this game, the ice armor is actually very useful for the Huskar against the TA and the Ember.
Pretty miserable creep selection in the Dire jungle right
Yeah,
now.
he cleared it out. There was like a ice mage over camp like earlier. I saw it, but he didn't go for the ice mage. I think that creep is actually maybe more valuable compared to the Alpha Wolf this game, because how much work it actually may do for him with the armor.
Agreed. So now QAZ, he'll close in on his Ags, which has been delayed a bit by the earlier death.
Oh, Iceberg gonna run into
He'll be
TA.
fine.
But TA is did he complete his BKB? Yep, he did.
Yeah, so no MKB still.
But this is gonna allow him to deal with the other heroes. He doesn't deal with the Huskar yet, but at least he's not gonna be able to struggle in the fights by getting locked down from the Disruptor and the Shackle shot. He might still get locked down by the Bane, by Gobla, but at least he's not taking damage. And the other important point is he doesn't take damage from Burning Spears, which allow his reflection to stay there.
Or the dunk. You take
Yeah,
the
the
slow,
dunk.
but not the
You take the
not
slow,
the
but
magic damage.
not the damage.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is
And
under
at
attack.
this moment, this will be where the Aghanims comes out for your Night Stalker. Gem also acquired. Still level 2 ult, but should be enough.
1 minute before,
Uptime.
okay, 10 more seconds, then he should pop his ultimate, since night time is 28 minutes, so you want to pop it 50 seconds before the actual night time.
And then let the long night commence. They'll need to D-ward though. There's a lot of vision right now for the Radiant squad. One up on
Okay,
the
here we go.
Dire Hill. Here they go. Jumping in. Off the bat. Limp onto Godblack. They kill him quickly. Static Storm's there. It's a perfect catch along with the Shackle and the Limp. But Iceberg needs to wind run and back himself away. Era joining the fight as well. The BKB deployed from Limp. They uppercut that Wind Ranger, finishing her off. And where is the Huskar? Finally enters the fight, but 6 getting chunked down. The evasion procs not with him.
Oh
Limp will be
my
forced
God.
back
The
though with the
Shackle!
BKB ending. Shackle coming through. This is going to set up for an additional kill. They do lose their Aegis though. Off the bat, pretty early loss of that Aegis as well. We'll get the clock.
That was a buyback, and
Three
the
for
Aegis lock. No,
three
they
for
buy
1, but then they lose the Wind Ranger as well, so 3 for 2, and they buy
Aegis.
back on her, and they lose the Aegis, so 3
It's
for
even.
3
It's
with the
even.
buyback for CIS.
It's even maybe a loss for CIS Rejects, because they are actually in a much better position, and whenever you're in a much better position, the team that has the disadvantage going on even trade, it's a victory for them.
Remember, the Bane just died right away. Never got off a Fiend script. The Glimmer Cape was wasted, so that definitely made the fight hard for the Rejects.
Maybe you need a positioning tool for the Bane as well. I'm not sure. Maybe a 4-star for the Clockwork.
It was a bit of bad luck. He kind of just happened to run into 5 heroes.
Yeah,
But,
I guess that too. Like he wasn't expecting.
like, I'm not sure if a 4-staff or maybe a Blink saves in there if he's really quick.
Yeah. They still need a 4-star against the Clockwork though, so I
Agreed.
think it could be something that he chooses to go for next. They have double Glimmer Capes now on the Disruptor and the Bane, so the next utility item should be 4-star.
Speaking
for
of
the hook
Godblack,
Dire's
little
top
warning
tower
mission. He's
is
gonna
under attack.
sleep here and then run away. Hey, buddy. I'm in your neighborhood.
shot. Too early to go for sleep.
Well, we should be sleeping soon, Winter. It's late in SCA. We gotta get ready for Nanyang.
Who cares?
Actually flying out at 1 a.m. local time, so
What?
that's
We're
what,
flying
4.
tonight. Are we flying tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it tomorrow?
Yeah, Saturday at 1 a.m.
So tonight.
So tonight.
GG. No more pups.
How did you not even know that?
I thought I thought I had one more day.
Oh my God! Get your life together, Winter. So yeah, we're flying out. What's that? Like 4 p.m. Singapore time. It's a rather long trip, but here we go. Jonas Van hooking up top
Long
onto
hook shot.
QAZ. Catching out the Night Stalker and looking for a bit more. The Blade Mail activated just for a spot of additional damage, and they will find a kill here. An IP starting to collect their footing again, and this lead remains minor as they snowball forward. Undercut, the shackle shot is going to be there on Hanskin to turn this one around. Along with the Static Storm, they commit though. Limp not being affected, gets the triple kill as he's brought down the Bane now, as well as the Disruptor. And Man fights through the Huskar. The cog back, very important in this fight, and the evasion simply insufficient. Even with no MKB. Didn't have the RNG he needed, and down he goes.
They just lost the Bane again without doing anything. Night Stalker as well. So basically 2 heroes didn't do much in that fight. They were 3 versus 5. That's why they lost that fight so badly. They somehow need to position their heroes. I think the Night Stalker just got caught in way too many situations where the fight hasn't begun, but he was already down. And the team took a fight. Oh no, Iceberg wishes he has a 4-staff right now.
He does have the Blink Dagger, though. Battery Saw along with the traps, preventing him from escaping. Now he heads to the north. That melt shot will be there. Limb finishes the job and immediately turns on QAZ. Puny vampire, you are no match for me. He will retreat, though.
This is not a scary vampire, honestly.
No, this is a reconnaissance vampire.
This is a vampire that got caught by the vampire hunters so many times in one game.
Regeneration.
They've driven stakes through his heart. They've poured garlic all over him. He's just not doing well. He's been out in the sun too much. You know, he's like kind of bleeding in random places. This is an ill-fated vampire winter.
I think he just put that fate on himself when he was not with his team all the time.
Yeah, you go back to and well, hey, let's be fair. They've got a couple of stand-ins here. Communication may be a bit of an issue, but the end result is the same. NIP now surging into the lead, and with that, MKB could be coming very soon.
The minus on the clock, it's just paying off dividends. So he got it before even the blade meal, so it's giving him so much right now. He anticipated that they needed to come back into the game. They need to keep farming, and here we got the grip onto Lim.
But they snowball that TA forward, and she's gonna then blink to the left onto Kot. Hook shots there, Jonas some fun. Hey, I want to get involved, but
the
he's a bit too late.
clips.
Rocket coming out. We'll scout QAZ. Hook shot though on cooldown for 50, so they'll just transition into a push.
Yep, daytime, Daywalker.
He has darkness, but I'm not sure what good it will do at this point.
And the moment the TA finishes her MKB, she's like more than halfway there. This is gonna be the moment where the Huskar is actually becoming a
Then
lot
he becomes
weaker.
food.
Not exactly food, like
Did you see how fast he died in the last fight with,
yeah, but
with
he was,
the evasion?
He was freaking surrounded by 3 heroes and he was alone.
But that's the NIP way. They've got the hook shot, the snowball. They're always going to surround him.
Yeah, but his team died before he got there. Like, it's not his fault that he got surrounded like that. So I think, oh my god, the MKB is here.
Yeah. I am not putting much faith in the Huskar's ability to live at this point, Winter. You can continue to believe if you want.
Sure.
I've seen too many TAs this patch. They're nasty creatures.
I'm just gonna,
Vicious ones.
I'm just going to hope for the best for the Huskar. So hope for
Yeah, I don't think he's done anything wrong. I just don't think Tuskar can really stand up to TA at all.
I think he just needs to wait for the game to draw longer when TA has 5 seconds BKB. And then,
Oh, limp.
what was that?
That was the AC.
Okay, Gobla.
Decent glimpse back there, but Goblek's still trapped in the cogs. Ah! See ya.
And that
quick
evil
assessment.
laughter. You really want the Bane to die there.
No, it's always surprising just like seeing a health bar just disappear from one shot, but that is the Templar Assassin way.
Haven't you seen Laguna Blade enough the last patch?
Yeah, but Laguna Blade is a cooldown. TA basically has no cooldown.
What?
Every 6-second Laguna Blade. That's the meld, dude.
How is that even your argument? Mel is not pure damage.
Yeah, but it also doesn't need to be. They've got one Ghost Scepter. Evasion's useless.
Sure, evasion is useless.
At this point, it is.
Useless. But the halberd, the disarm could be useful when the TA has
That is true.
a low amount of BKB charge.
Down to
BKB
8
time.
seconds. This is also buying time for Era, who's been a relative non-factor the past 10 minutes, just farming. And he is getting there. 16k net worth now. Picks up an Ogre Club. He may actually also be going BKB, it looks like.
Yeah, way too much disable. Just wants to make sure that he can run in and man fight. And just help the TA dish out damage against the Huskar. I think it's fine this game to go. You rarely see BKBs on Amber, but this game is fine because of the amount of disables that are on the CIS Reject side.
What's our Wind Ranger got here? Iceberg, just now BKB. There's 10 seconds. Still lacking that first real damage item, though, to go with the eggs. This is one area where the Wind Ranger does struggle a bit to keep up. Doesn't quite have the farm speed of an Ember or a TA.
I mean, she has a decent and reasonable amount of CS as well, and kills. It's just the buyback hurting her as well.
Definitely doesn't help. There's smoke now. Rejects moving towards the Radiant jungle. They'll sweep down through the southern river.
They pop the darkness again before the 36 minutes night time. So they are going to look to extend this night by a lot and try to get a pick off here before
They might
Rush
find
spawns.
Limp. Well, this is one way to kill a TA. Find her completely on her. Just kidding. There's the snowball. And they're going to run forward the other direction. Static Storm was waiting for this, but they get past the Static Storm and into the backlines more. 666. There's the grip, keeping Limp from attacking this entire duration. Maybe now they can kill them. No, even then, Limp still yet to take any damage in the fight. Even while he was gripped and completely controlled.
He's taking
Then
damage
finally
now.
the shackle. Too bad.
Oh!
Can't kill her. Oh my goodness. What does it take to kill a TA, Winter?
More than a
They
gig.
shackle her once. They grip her. They shackle her again.
No,
She
they-
still doesn't die.
They didn't grip her for full duration because the court were actually
Yeah.
interrupted. So I
Not,
think
not sure how they get a full duration grip this game. Very good positioning, I guess.
even BKB doesn't help you against the court. Yeah, so I guess just very good positioning. Hide in the trees, hide somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's another freebie perhaps. Go Scepter though. Nice for QAZ. That's what you need to stay alive. Unfortunately, it ends and then Arrow will finish the job with the crit. So now NIP zeroing in on their first lane of Rex here. The melee about to fall. The range likely coming next. Things getting dark and dire for CIS Rejects. And
Things are getting dark and dire for the Night Stalker.
yeah, normally he enjoys that darkness, but not this game. And it is worth mentioning and very important to note that they did not have their Assault Cuirass for that fight because the courier died earlier. So that definitely doesn't help them in that engagement.
Well,
I think they might have been able to kill the TA then.
it might have helped the Huskar a little, but I think that fight they still lost because of a lot of reasons. They will still lose because of better execution from NIP, disrupting the Bane grip and whatnot.
And you just see the utility of a Tusk late game. Like, your carry gets caught, he can just snowball save him from the shackle. Then the Dazzle's able to save the TA as
Yep.
well with the heal and the weave.
That's
Like,
why this-
so much defensive power.
That's why this hero is top priority pick in a lot of games.
You're going to see Era, but he's got a BKB. He slides his way through, and while that was happening, Goblet got caught out in the mid lane completely. Era hangs on, survives for now, will be healed back up. Sleight of fisting through again. Looks like Iceberg may be next. Limp now racing into the backlines. QAZ will also drop. I think Era even popped the cheese there. It doesn't matter in the end. NIP, we'll take it. 38 minutes, 4 heroes dead. TA Ember get too big to control.
They did not secure enough of advantage. I feel like it's not like something they did wrong. It's more like the lack of team cohesiveness. The team play wasn't there for them to actually consolidate on the Aegis and just get more out of it. I think
The first Aegis seemed pretty good. They got 3 towers.
yeah, the first one was fine, but later the second one was the problem was they took so long to get there. The Night Stalker getting caught was a big problem. That was the issue. And his
That
team,
definitely felt like it could have been a stand-in factor.
yeah, I think they needed to actually execute that much better since they are late. Even though they have a lot of ways to deal damage in late game, but it wasn't as reliable as NIP. NIP is just much easier for their heroes to deal damage in late game. Amber and TA, and even the Dazzle and Tuss are extremely good support heroes in late game situations.
And then you do go back to the way the game began. NIP got a first blood, a double kill, and both bounty runes, and Wind Ranger did not get a bounty rune.
Yep.
Imagine if that's an even trade or even a CIS Rejects favored trade. things probably could
I
have
mean,
gone a lot
that
different.
that could have affected things as well, but I still felt like it was mainly because of their, the team in general wasn't functioning very well. I mean, stand-ins, so you can't really expect too much from them.
Well, let's see if we can expect more in game number 2, guys. Right now, NIP on the verge of knocking the Rejects out of the Summit 4. Win here, and NIP will continue their run through the lower bracket, hoping to get to Los Angeles. Thanks for watching. The Summit 4 Europe will continue after this.